Okay, welcome back to Arizona Reloaders channel. Last time we spoke, we were talking about plants and stuff that could save your life out in the Arizona desert. I apologize for the delay getting this one out. This one is poisonous plants in the Arizona desert. There's a lot of things going on in the world today. Um, Very difficult. Some United States Marines and some Navy corpsmen and some Army soldiers and personnel were they gave their life, the ultimate sacrifice for an ungrateful government administration, I should say. But that's here nor there. So I just been kind of hanging back, watching the news, keeping an eye on everything. Just basically, you know, checking it out, see what's going to happen. Uh, you know, kind of got the fire lit back under me for prepping and getting stuff put up, put away, and put aside, and stored, and all that. So, got some projects coming up that I'm going to be doing that I'll record and film and send on this. But other than that, let's get to it. So, what are some of the common poisonous plants that are found in Arizona? Number one, Jimson weed. It's also known as devil's trumpet, angel's trumpet, sacred thorn apple. It's got a light white or purple trumpet-shaped flower, spiky, little spiky seed pods. And just if you eat any of it, a small amount of the plant or seed, it'll disorient you, result confusing, uh, frightening hallucination. Sorry, you won't be able to urinate, sweat, you'll overheat, your heart rate. I mean, it's just like a bad trip on mushrooms or something stupid like that. It can be fatal. Lasts for hours or days. The symptoms can. Um, Oleander. Oleander bushes here. It's a common shrub. It's a decorative shrub, but the chemicals in it are similar to the heart medication dioxygen. Uh, a small amount of the plant or tea made from plant can be poisonous. Include nausea, vomiting, abnormal heart rate, and they can all be deadly. Water hemlock. It's the most common lethal plant in the U.S. Marshy areas, which Arizona doesn't have a whole lot of, so I'm not going to stay on that one. Um, Castor bean. It's a large, leafy, brownish colored seed pod plant. Um, Contains ricin. It's a very potent toxin. Peyote. We've all heard of peyote. It's a small cactus. It contains the toxin mescaline. Ingestion of peyote can cause nausea, vomiting, hallucinations, increased blood pressure, fast heart rate. Um, Dieffenbachia. It's a common indoor plant, which is really weird because it's very. It's just an irritation plant. When the leaf's broken open, it's the liquid in there is very irritating. Um, I haven't ever heard of it killing anybody, but it's very irritating to you. Just causes real bad irritation. China berry. We used to have China berries growing up. We used to have a China berry tree. We used to throw them at each other, use them in slingshots. A little yellow berry, small white and purple flowers. Uh, they're normally ate, ingested. All parts of the China berry contain toxin, melatoxin, uh, cause nausea, vomiting, abnormal discomfort, diarrhea. Uh, just yeah, not not pleasant sounding, huh? Mormon tea. This is one that's really weird. I've never seen it, so I can't tell you much about it. It's a plant that contains a stimulant, ephedra, and when it's consumed as a plant or a tea, it could cause agitation, fast heart rate, elevated blood pressure. mescal bean bush. It's probably down around the borders there. It's also known as desert tobacco, poison hemlock. It's a leafy plant with complex purple flowers, has woody pods. They contain red seeds. It is also known as the Texas mountain laurel. Uh, be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Had to answer another call. But we were talking about the mescal bean bush. The toxin in the plant is called cytisine, similar to nicotine. If the seeds are chewed, they'll cause nausea, vomiting, hallucinate. God, I can't say that word tonight. Hallucinations, fast heart rate, muscle weakness, seizures. The toxicity can occur where the plants or seeds are ingested. So those are some of the poisonous plants in Arizona. Now, on to that. Let's some of the plants that'll save your life out in Arizona. Prickly pear. The body of it's edible. Um, it's got the pads are edible. They can be boiled, served in salad, eaten as a vegetable. The pear fruit itself is very sweet. It can be eaten raw, cooked. Do not eat the skin with that, though. You got to peel it. You can make syrup from it. Use it, flavor candy, lemonade, margaritas, whatever. They're pretty good. I have eaten those. So, believe it or not, chola, the body of the chola plant is very, very edible. Um, the flower buds, the ripened fruit, the non-woody joints. The fruit and joints, yeah, they're covered in thorns, pretty nasty thorns, but um, the fruit is sweet. It's mild. It kind of reminds you of strawberries. Um, the joints, it's like can be eaten raw. It's like eating raw vegetables in small quantities. It tastes like kiwi a little bit, they say. So another one, saguaro, the saguaro cactus, which they are a protected plant here in Arizona, but they will save your lives. They produce a ruby-colored fruit. Around late June, it'll be ripe. Somewhere around that time frame. It's pulp, seeds, tastes like a strawberry. It can be eaten raw. It can be made into jams, wine, syrup. Um, get a long stick. Don't cut the cactus down. Just get a long stick, break them up, poke them off. They grow on the arms and the main part of the stalk. So, barrel cactus. Barrel cactus are good for eating. They have water. The fruit is a yellowish fruit when it's ripe. Got a little bit of a tart taste to it of the flesh. You can eat it raw. You can cook it. You can eat the seeds. The seeds are a good source of protein. They can be ground into a meal when dried. Um, the only problem with the barrel cactus is if you eat the meat inside or drink the fluid, the water that's inside, it does irritate your intestines. It can dehydrate you and cause irritation. But that you only do that as a last resort. The fruit's what you want. Eat the fruit. Another one, hedgehog cactus, the body of it. Um, there are several species of these cactuses around here. The fruit, some of it's sweeter than the others. You just simply slice the fruit in half, scoop out the pulp and seeds, and eat it raw. Those are some plants that could save your life out here in Arizona. So on to that. Some of the projects I got coming up uh, uh, behind me, you can't see it, and I've got a little shredder machine. My wife brings home some shredding. Is I'm going to make a press and make fire logs, emergency fire supply stuff. With these fire logs, you can, uh, they burn clean, no smoke, no odor. Don't add anything to it. It's just you just take the shavings, the shreddings, soak them in water, get them good and wet, pack them in a press them down, add more, press it down until you get the desired length you want. Then you could leave it the length you want, or you can cut them up in little discs. But they're good for starting fires, campfires, starting fire in your fireplace. Seal a few of them in vacuum seal bags. Keep them in your pack. Keep them in your day pack for you're out hunting or whatever. Good, good way to start a fire in an emergency. So that's what I'm going to be working on. Working on some other projects. Looking at possibly putting in a root cellar with a little building on top, so my wife can have her move all of her canning and stuff out there. Put propane stoves and stuff in there, so she can do her canning and that, and then put it right down in the root cellar instead of taking up the kitchen table, counters, dining room table when she does all of her canning. So, looking into getting some water storage going. There's a product out there. It's called Bob Bathroom Bag or something like that. It's like a 100-gallon bag. You just put in your bathtub, fill it up. Problem with that is, in a situation where the grid's down or anything, how are you going to have the power to, or how's the city going to have power to pump the water to you? So there's other alternatives that we are looking into, getting some 15-gallon storage barrels, 55-gallon storage drums, stuff like that, so we could fill with water, put in a cool, dry place for long-term storage. Of course, cases of water. We stock up on those all the time. Working on trying to get some ammo production going, but components are hard to find right now. It's hit and miss, as far as powder primers go. Primers right now are the really hard thing to find, and I haven't even gone out and shot my new Ruger rifle yet because one, I don't have enough ammo to make sure it's sighted in right, break the barrel in right, plus have enough in storage, 2 or 3 boxes in storage. So kind of holding off on that until the ammo situation comes back. Got shot shells, 12 gauge, 28. We got enough of that stuff. Looking into getting a black powder 50 cal rifle. So there's another source. Got the bow tuned up. It's ready to go. Kind of setting up a little archery range. I don't know if I'll be able to do any hunting this year. Financially, it's been a little goofy. Got to get tires on the truck, new tires on the truck. So before I take off up in the woods, I don't want to break down with a blown tire and then blow one coming out and not have a tire. So that's the situation with that. But other than that, I don't want to get political on here. This is a platform to learn. This is a platform to express ideas and stuff like that. If you heard that, we've kind of got 2 cats now, and the dogs are learning to play with them. So, but like I said, this is a platform for learning. This is not a platform to voice your opinions about our government, about our military, or about what's going on in the world. But I do want to say, just pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on. Not just here in the States, not just here, but pay attention to what our allies are saying, like Britain, England, Australia. Pay attention to what our allies are saying. Okay. I'd hate to see this country in another civil war, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to be political or anything on here, but all I can tell you is start now. Start now. Start stocking up. Dried goods, dried beans, rice, stuff like that. Dry goods. Anything you can get dried, freeze dried, preserved, stock up, because it's coming. Something's coming. Don't know what. Don't know if it's a grid down situation, but start preparing. If you haven't, start now. Don't wait. Don't wait until, oh well, I'll see what's going on. No, start now. Learn skills. Learn some different skills. Like I learned reloading and stuff. I did a little bit in the Marine Corps, but learn something. Learn metalwork. Learn how to forge. Learn how to work with wood. Learn how to sew. Learn how to can foods. Learn how to be learn a skill to where you can be a contributing member of a group if it comes down to that. Gardening, canning, fertilize. Learn this stuff. Learn everything you can. Um, you know, it's it's sad. Uh, I served in the Marine Corps for 4 years. Friends of mine have served for 4 years and longer. Um, you know, uh, it's a sad situation when our military leaders are getting relieved of command because they want answers to why things were done the way they were done and it cost American lives. And they're getting relieved of the command for voicing their opinions. Uh, we have a moral obligation as a soldier. You have a moral obligation. If the orders don't make sense and you know that it's going to cost the lives of other service members, question it. Definitely question it. Take it up to chain of command. That's what it's there for. Okay? Um, you know, like I said, I don't want to get on a political rant, but all I can tell you is just prepare. Start prepping now. Start putting stuff away. Start supplies, batteries, candles, lamps, oil lamps. Oil lamps are good. Get those things at Walmart, Harbor Freight, Tractor Supply, Michaels, Hobby Lobby. Get that stuff, because you just never know. You don't know what's going to happen. And, those are, I don't know, but, here in Arizona we have monsoons. And when the monsoons roll through, I mean, they are brutal. They can get very brutal, knock out power. You may be without power for a day or so. But if you got an oil lamp, you still have light. If you got a generator, you can still fire it up, plug your refrigerator in, keep your food cold. Um, Stuff like that. Uh, propane cooking uh, items like a camp stove or a barbecue grill. Where you still have a way to cook your food. Okay, so sorry about that again. Constant interruptions. So as I was saying, stock up on stuff, stock up on barter items, alcohol, whiskey, wine, sugar, tea, salt, your spices, anything that you can barter with. Say if you think you need 20 gallons of lamp fuel for your oil lamps, say you buy 20 gallons or 20 of those containers. Buy 25. Put 5 aside for bartering. Um, Batteries. Say go to Harbor Freight and you buy a pack of batteries like this. Okay. Say you buy a AA, a AAA, a C, and 9 volt. So you buy one of these, put it away for your storage, buy another one for barter. Same thing with ammo. Okay. Um, say all you got's a shotgun. You buy a box of shells. Buy another one. Set one aside for your prep. Set one aside for barter. So you want to. I know it's expensive, and prepping can get very expensive. Um, but go to your cheap places. This is stuff because if you have to leave and say bug out to the mountains or to wherever you got, you don't want to leave expensive stuff. Some of it you will have to leave, but for as far as like don't go out and buy a $5,000 water storage or water containment system. Why? I mean, you know, you're not going to be able to load it all up and get gone in a heartbeat. Um, you know, for that, we keep 6, 7 cases of water on hand because I can throw those on a dolly, take them to the truck, chuck them in the back of the truck, we're loaded. Um, but where we're at, we plan on some changes, and that's going to make changes. But you know, um, don't buy 50,000 rounds of ammunition because you're not going to be able to load it all up and go. I've got an ammo box for each caliber, and they hold about 500 to 1,000 rounds, and I can grab them and go. Whatever's left is left. So items like that, you want to stock up on stuff that's going to be long lasting, has a long shelf life. Oils, don't buy stuff that like lard. Use lard. Get the little bricks of snow cap. They last forever. You don't want to use stock up on like cooking oil, like sunflower oil or peanut oil or vegetable oil, because it'll go bad. It will go bad. If you live in a hot area like we do, it doesn't last. Cooking oil will go rancid, and it's no good. So stuff like that. Little things, little items. Duct tape, electrical tape, zip ties, gloves especially, first aid stuff. And, if you go to, like, if you're in Walmart, you're doing your grocery shopping, go over to the pharmacy, get you a couple boxes of the 4x4s, a couple boxes of Band-Aids, get the 2 packs of the big bottles of ibuprofen, and just put it in put it in a box, get your big tote. If you get a tote on wheels or something, make it easier if you have to load it and go, that's even better. But put it in a tote, just keep adding to it. And don't forget, every 3 months, every 90 days, or every 6 months, go through it, rotate your stock, check your stock. But if you don't ever open it, if you leave it sealed, leave it in its original packaging and leave it sealed, it will stay good. The minute you introduce air to it, that's when its shelf life starts to deteriorate. So that's it for now. I covered a lot, covered the edible plants, covered some of the prepping. So other than that, we will touch base next week. I've got some things I got to build, and I will do little short videos of those. So remember, don't poke the bear and then complain about getting mauled. This is Arizona Reloader. Talk to you later for now.